I don't know. Somewhere around you getting to your long shots.
Oh, okay.
All right. Are we live?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we
live.
are live now.
It's gonna give it to you. All right, Mange. Back to your long shots.
Yeah. So my long shots, Noob Central and Netherstorm, both are still mathematically alive. And in Netherstorm's case, they're like 14, 15. Yeah, they're 15 points out of a wild card spot currently. And Noob Central is 12 points off of division, which is their most likely spot. Shot of. Oh, and no, I'm sorry. 12 points off division and 7 points off wild card spot. So they have a lot of teams to leapfrog both of them, but they're still in it. And with 2 great weeks and some help, they are mathematically alive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're my long shot.
Yeah, mine are pretty similar to yours. I think the only difference for firmly in that I have team rank 5 firmly in.
Mm.
Oh God,
You don't
that's
say.
a kiss of death right there.
But
It's
yeah, I
been
got
real.
Team Golden List and Pro Legends, Team Rank 5, Swagoy, and Dirty Mike and the boys as my firmly in.
Yeah, well, I definitely wouldn't put us firmly in when we're, DQing a match for the first
Yeah,
time in
When
over 2
Sam is
years
DQing on Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Well,
But, who knows?
when your opponents are just really busy, that'll happen.
True.
Or just, you're playing Witcher and you forget.
That too.
Yeah, so all of our lists, it's pretty funny that we didn't really collaborate on these at all, and they're all pretty similar. I guess we all know how to read some standings, huh?
Hey, we looked at coming weeks. At least I did.
I also did.
My on the bubble teams, I have Aeon, Synergy, and Valkyrie.
Oh,
And
sorry, I thought you were done.
X gonna give it to you is a lot closer to firmly in. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The boys over there are just doing it up.
That's the team. I don't know. I want to see X gonna give it to you versus Dirty Mike, and I think I would lose my mind for a whole week.
Then on the outside looking in, I have Initium Novum, Prepcoin Concede, and Always Top Deck Lethal. I think both those teams have fairly tough schedules going forward and might fall a little bit short. And my long shots, the same as Cassidy or Mange's. I have Netherstorm. I think they could make a deep run. Or they could have a big last 2 weeks and sneak right on in there.
Yeah, I mean they're what? Like I said, they were 15 points off a playoff spot. So the problem is that they have to leap a lot of teams to get there.
Yeah,
and that always makes it more unlikely because you need a lot of teams to lose. But it's definitely possible.
They need big wins and they need help. They need teams to lose too.
But that's why they're long shots, boys.
Yeah. Okay, so I think some of the people at home might wonder how if the playoffs started today, right now, Initium Novum would be in and Aeon would be out. And I think if I was a viewer, I would wonder why all of us have Initium Novum on the outside looking in, and we all have Aeon going forwards. I know for me, it was because I looked at the remaining schedule, and Aeon has Team Rank 5 this week, which they already are off to a nice start, and they have Hombres next week.
Hombres, yeah. They haven't got their Hombre bump yet.
Yeah, whereas Initium Novum, their last 2 weeks are really tough. They have Prepcoin Concede this week, and then next week they play Team Rank 5. So that seems a lot tougher of a schedule to go down as opposed to an Hombre week, where you're guaranteed a pretty solid amount of points.
Yeah, that was my thinking too.
I tend to agree with that
Initium
myself.
Novum is playing with a little bit of a lead, but we have this guy. He's a heck of a swimmer. His name is Smoked Salmon, and he decided to DQ, and that really kind of swung it because that gives Aeon such a good bump in the standings to get into the playoffs, and then they have the Hombre week to seal it. So I don't see any world in which Aeon misses the playoffs.
Yeah. Any other interesting things you saw that people might wonder why we think the way we do?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither.
But I don't know. I don't know what the public thinks. Maybe
anyone in chat got any?
I was about to say we can
MMI
move on.
was a little bummed that Hearthstone Academy didn't show up anywhere because he claimed that if they win the next 2 weeks, that they're in pretty much guaranteed because they play Zenergy and then ATL. But they're 14 points behind Zenergy, so even beating Zenergy doesn't put them ahead of Zenergy most likely.
Now the problem,
And Valkyrie is also there, and they need Valkyrie to lose so that they can be
Mhm.
over the top of
Yeah,
them.
they,
So,
they
yeah,
need they're in the same like boat Netherstorm is. They need wins
hmm
and they need help.
hmm
yeah, but they're also mathematically alive technically, so you could
yeah, they
consider
are.
them a long shot as well. Just an even longer shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
why don't we move on? And
yeah.
then if anyone has any questions, we can just address it on the fly.
Also, feel free to comment and let me know if you enjoyed this. I thought it'd be something cool instead of power rankings, because like Maine said, no one really wants to see your team at 19 on like the last week, and the teams that really care about seeing the power rankings should be on here or at least really close to here. So, anyways,
I dig it.
yee. Week 8 preview, PogChamp.
Week 8 preview. So first matchup we have Prep Coin Concede versus Initium Novum with, as we were just talking about, a lot of playoff stakes on the line for both teams. I'm trying to find this matchup on my chart. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, okay. So we'll have Wolf Mac, who did hit the 500 PR mark actually, facing
boy.
off against Chigmo. Blue Spartan facing off against Tan and Grace. Good luck with that scheduling, Blue Spartan. Appa facing off against Eldorian. Um, Arcane facing off against Necrotic HS.
That's a
And
good match.
Starden versus Gemini. Yeah, these are a lot of really good matches, I think, honestly. And considering that there's such stakes placed onto these matches, I'd like to see some of them streamed. So just based off that, who you guys got and why?
This is one of those times where I think Initium Novum's going to come. But this is also the team that ended my Survivor pool streak, so maybe they will get rocked. On paper, they're the better team. They should win. And
Yeah.
a strong win here gives them a real shot going into the final week. I think if they lose here, they're done. So hopefully they realize that and they can pull it out. I think I would pick them to win 4 out of the 5.
Who do you have taking it for Prep Coin Concede?
Chigmo, because he's a god.
And what do you think, Parker?
I don't know. I like Initium Novum here in this matchup. I think they can get some get some W's and maybe squeak into the playoffs. Maybe they're gonna need 2 good weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think I agree with Cassidy. I think Chigma will bring it home. I think Blue Spartan can get the W along with Appa and Arcane. I think the middle of their roster seems a little more favored to me.
Yeah.
And then I
And
think Gemini gets the W.
what does your dog think?
He's getting in on the discussion.
Yeah, he wants to chime in. Yeah, I think I like Initium Novum too, and if you're an Initium Novum supporter or on the team, that has to make you panic because every time I pick against Initium Novum, they always win.
Yeah.
And if I'm going against them, you don't have that boost. But if I'm Prep Coin Concede, I really like Gemini against Starden. After that though, Initium Novum has a very solid 1, 2, 3, 4, who have been pretty consistent all season, and I think I'm with you, Parker. I like Blue Spartan App and Arcane taking it in the 2, 3, 4 seeds myself, which sets up Initium Novum if they manage to pull that off for a very big match in the final week of the season against Team Rank 5.
Oh, God, I can't wait for us to be the team that's outside.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of our best matches of the season for sure. So much stakes. If Prep Coin Concede was gonna take, how do you guys see that happen? I think we all agree that Gemini is a formidable opponent for starting and has a pretty good shot to get a W. But where else do you think they could maybe pick up wins if they were to take it?
It would be her, I think Chigmo, and I could see Tan and Grace getting in there. I could see Necrotic getting in there.
Tan and Grace with that 3 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah, Tan and Grace would play like 3 a.m. He'd bring the blowback, and I think he could take the win.
The blowback.
All
For
right.
those of you that don't know, because you're not as into Hearthstone as we used to be, Tan and Grace coined the term blowback for when you would willingly take damage to your face using a weapon to clear a minion. He is the only person to have ever used that term, and we don't want to forget it, so we try to use it when we can.
Sick.
All
So
right.
moving on,
Valkyrie
we
versus
have
ATL.
yes, Valkyrie versus ATL.
Got
Let's
Slepsh versus DZB. D Lineman versus Arkisar. I think that's how you say that.
our Kaiser.
Ah, okay. Boy, that makes a lot more sense.
Mhm.
JR Juggernaut.
Deanna reading.
I hate you. TH Lemur versus Blake Hall, and Crackshot versus Slime Guy. Got him.
Yeah. So looking at our playoff picture from earlier, and looking at the standing, we can pretty much safely assume that whoever loses this is probably out, given that their opponent would be getting a big jump and you're falling short. So, um, let's hear it. Cassidy, start with you. What's gonna happen? Why is it gonna happen?
All right. So, as much as I like seeing new teams have success in this league because it promotes a stronger community and people stick around and then we don't have to be as active, I think Valkyrie wins this one. I think they win it hard. I think Slimsh beats DZB. I think D Lyman beats Arkazer. Um, I think Crackshot just crushes Slime Guy because Crackshot he's a god. And JR Juggernaut could even win because he's favored. So I see Valkyrie winning this one. I do think Lemur's going to get destroyed by Blake Hall, provided his card doesn't get destroyed first.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
other than that, though, I think Valkyrie is really favored.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I like Valkyrie in the 1, the 2, and the 5 as well. Slump, D Lineman, and Crackshot, I think bring it home. I think Slime Guy versus Crackshot could be a little closer than we think. But I also think that JR Juggernaut could win too. So yeah, I don't know. I see Jimmy's just rallying the troops, just bringing them home.
Yeah.
Bring him home, Jimmy.
I mean, Slim has made a history in this league for these kind of matches where he just takes his opponent and dismantles him when he needs to. So I also like Valkyrie. I like Slimsh. I like Crackshot, and I like D Lyman as well to all bring home W's. And for Valkyrie to end ATL's playoff hopes, even though ATL, with the sickest name in the league, had a very respectable first season. That's my kind of thoughts.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
I like it.
And the last previewed matchup, we got the old defending champions, Hearthstone Academy, versus X gonna give it to you as energy.
I mean, sticking with the theme of the whole show,
So
X gonna give it to you. And I don't
this
know how. Like I'm looking at the lineups and I'm not seeing it. I don't see how they're gonna do it, but X gonna give it to you. And I think Synergy's putting up a 20-point week.
Oh, woo!
we give Hearthstone Academy the respect they deserve by calling them the defending champions, and obviously their season last year was fantastic. This version of Hearthstone Academy has 2 people left already. Only 2 people left from last season's championship team, and I do not see this going well for them. Although I do like Brewski over almost everyone in this league, it's really hard to pick against Boom Boom Hall in this matchup, Samu in his matchup, and Dexter in his. So I think X gonna give it to them again, and I think that will also put an end to Hearthstone Academy's playoff hopes.
X gonna give it to you.
Oh God, Parker, your thoughts, sir?
Okay. Yeah, I really like Zenergy here. I think Zenergy probably falls in the 1 seed because Brewski's so good. But Boom Boom Hall's like, I think he's 7-1, 6-1 through 7 weeks. I'm almost certain. Might be 5-2.
I mean,
he's
he's been
having
taking some freebies for meebies all season long.
Freebies from meebies.
he's having an incredible season. Samu is also having a really solid season, so I like him. And then I like Dexter to bring it home to the bottom. And Zab's like almost 110 point favorite, 111. So I think they're favored there. I think they take 4 out of 5 here.
Oh, bold, sir.
Yeah. X gonna give it to you, man.
X gonna give it to you.
God, that's so fucking annoying. Yes.
God, I want Synergy back in the playoffs so bad. This league was so much better when we had Diamond in the playoffs doing post-game interviews. I just want more of that.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. He gives a great 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. his time when he's playing his
And
SHL
he's
matches.
got people in the house asleep, and he's just in the interview booth making sure you get your info.
He's the
What a
best,
good
man.
guy.
Love Dexter for sure.
Yeah, Dexter's a true bro. All right, moving on. Q&A. The first one is brought to you by Jack Sox. Very original question that I'm sure we've never answered on the show before. He said, "Which is a better THL strategy and why? Targeting your opponent's lineup or bringing the 4 strongest decks?"
Well, we
Do
answered
you
this
not
last
have
time.
a VOD ready to
No, I'm
queue
sorry,
up?
I couldn't find it.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's listening because they think he's streaming his match.
Uh-huh.
So, I would say if
Either?
you feel comfortable on every deck in the game or in the meta, then you should target your opponent's lineup. I think if you are not comfortable on every deck in the meta, meaning you are 70% of this league, you should just play decks you're comfortable with.
Yeah, or a mix of the few. Like if you
Yeah.
can develop a strategy that targets multiple of decks from your opponent's lineup, that could be good. It really is. It just all depends on you, your opponent, how comfortable you are with either strategy, with all the decks in the meta. There's so many variables that go into it. It's hard to say what's better for sure, but both can be successful.
Yeah, I agree. I think it comes down to the person and your like deck pool. If you've got a fairly wide deck pool, targeting has always been one of my favorites. But if you don't, like say you're a lower seed in the league and you're fairly newer to the game, I would definitely go with the 4 decks that you feel are the strongest for you. Not even the strongest in the meta. The 4 decks you're the most comfortable with. All right, next question. Scott Allen asked, for this Friday's Challenge Stone, that's the event Dark Seed's running, by the way, are you happy with the banned cards, and what kind of decks do you expect to see?
So I'm playing in the thing, and I helped ban a card, so I'll answer this first. Obviously it's a pretty new format, especially with the community banning, so I do not fault Darkseid for this at all, because you're still working out the kinks and all that. But I know that had I known what cards my opponents, not my opponents, but my fellow competitors were also banning, I probably would not have banned Frostbolt. And so I think maybe for next time, this event happens, giving whoever you're asking, for their ban a list of the cards that other people have banned will help make sure that there's not a lot of overlap, and you can get more, just like an even spread of hitting different decks in the meta. So I probably wouldn't have banned Frostbolt if I also knew that Primordial Glyph was getting banned. That being said, I don't really have any problem with any of the bans. I think that Yogg-Saron is probably the weakest ban, just because like you take Yogg-Saron out of every deck in this meta, you replace them with any other bomb, and it's gonna mostly function the same, just be maybe less wacky and fantastical. I really liked hitting the quests that MMI and Slim Shit with Quest Rogue and Quest Warrior. I think it'll be fun. I have no idea what kind of decks you can expect to see. Although Paladin remained relatively unscathed, it did lose Stonehill Defender.
You lost the Murloc package.
I don't think we did.
War Leader got banned,
banned.
Wait, who banned War Leader?
Smart person, I don't remember who. I think it was one of the people, I think you had 2 people both say Primordial Glyph at first. And so Darkseid had to go back and clarify, and then somebody hit War Leader. Oh, it was C. Parker, that's right. Because we were in Discord together, and I was like, man, somebody should have banned War Leader. Oh, I found a way in.
Okay, yeah, that definitely changes things for Paladin a little bit. But no, I think overall, despite our buddy Markshire just throwing away a ban like a fucking jerk.
On Yogg?
Yeah. I am very happy and I'm very excited to participate tomorrow. What do you guys think?
Yeah, should be cool.
Yeah, I don't think there was there are a lot of cards in this meta that I hate, and they're part of the reason I don't enjoy playing Hearthstone leisurely, like Primordial Glyph. The Murloc package is a little oversaturated. Innervate's broken as heck, so I'm glad that one got banned. I'm glad the community jumped on the Fiery War Axe train with me because I've thought that's the best card in Hearthstone for a while now. I would say the only thing that I saw, and I think people started to treat it as a meme when they talked about it, but Cheesy brought it up, being the aggro degenerate that he is. He wanted to get Primordial Drake banned, and I think that was fair because that card is super powerful, and I think that card's going to be in almost every deck this weekend.
Yeah, I think you'll see it a lot.
That's one of those cards. Looking back on the rating thing that we did, I don't understand why I didn't rate that card higher. I guess it's just not a sexy card on paper, but geez, that card just destroys games.
Yeah, it's pretty good for sure. Having that much of an ass on the top body already makes it useful, and then the effect is just insane. So yeah, I definitely could have seen that being a solid ban. Better than Yogg. I'm gonna keep giving him shit for it until we play. But yeah.
All right, let's move on. Last Q&A question we got from Sean Hines. He wants to know, what's the biggest surprise in the league this far? So I guess that just encompasses everything from players to teams.
Oh, okay, I'm ready. I got a metaphor and analogy for you.
Oh, lay it on us.
So the beginning of the season, if you looked at Supreme's roster and didn't think they were just the best team on paper in the league and one of the best teams on paper ever, you were nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And watching them fall apart and two of their players be done for the season reminded me of seeing waking up that one morning 7 years ago and seeing that Tiger Woods had shattered his back windshield with the golf club because his wife found out he was cheating on her with porn stars and shit. Talk about a fall. Oh my god. So that's the biggest surprise for me. That team should have been dominant and they suck.
Yeah, that's definitely a really big surprise.
Yeah, I think that's also a big surprise. But on the flip side, a more positive surprise. We've been singing their praises all stream, with X kind of give it to you. How can you not be impressed with how Zenergy has fought back from honestly a very miserable last few seasons, and are now knocking on the door for a green playoff spot and making some noise with mostly the same roster as last season. So you have to be super impressed with them and their performance.
It is really impressive, bro.
Thanks, man. What you got?
There's a lot of really good ones, and it's really hard to choose. I think one of the biggest surprises for me, I'm gonna give you a real answer, and then I'm gonna give you a real good meme answer. I think a surprise for me was that Temporal Legends actually pulled it together and stopped 2-3ing every week and are sitting sitting atop the blue. I mean, I know I picked them at the beginning of the season and sung their praises.
You were their biggest fucking cheerleader.
But I'm gonna be honest, I'm
surprised.
I expected the tank. Just the deep tank
the bucket.
I mean, we all hoped for it.
I expected the puke bucket was gonna come out and Brian would fall apart like a freaking like a sandwich in soup.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
he just said that he forgot about Tavern Talk and is gonna watch the VOD. Now I hope that he does and hears this later.
The meme answer is I'm real surprised someone signed Darby back to the team. That's a shocker for me.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. The Darby and the Asuna comeback tour. Those were both big surprises.
I mean, Darby's playing for the Ambers this week. He might have found a home.
Is he fucking really?
When he came into the league 2 years ago, if you had told me he was going to play for a team captained by Captain Murdoch, I think I would have cried tears of laughter.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Captain.
I love this league, man.
Captain
How
Murdoch.
can you not? How can you not love THL?
Oh my god, THL's the best.
All right, well, that's all we've got for today. Hope you enjoyed Tavern Talk. I'm gonna roll us out with some good music.
X gon' give it to ya. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own.